So just at Portimao Airport, the plane's just getting refueled. Some guys there going on the parachute drops. And we're setting off back to England today because we've got the board meeting tomorrow and then wind down Friday on Friday. So me and Alison are setting off back in the plane. To us it's about the best flight we can get actually. Did look at Ryanair and stuff, but timing wise it didn't really work, so we're going to go back in this. So yeah, so I'll document us going back. So we are now at 11,000 feet, flight level 110, just flying over Spain. You can hear talking now. Let me turn him down a little bit. So we're just flying over Spain now. We've just entered Spain. They're giving us a bit of a different route on the way up because of some military activity. And we're doing a stop in Barcelona, in Bordeaux first. So obviously to fly this aircraft all the way back to Blackpool would be quite a mammoth challenge. Not only because your bladder wouldn't be able to hold out, especially pregnant bladder. Not for that long. So what we're doing is we're flying from, I'll show you on the map, we're flying from Portimao up to Bordeaux, and then from Bordeaux up to Blackpool. So when we land in Bordeaux, we've got a few hours on the ground if we want that, so we could either go into the city to get something to eat, or literally just get fuel, go to the bathroom and then get straight back up. And we'll see obviously if we'll beat door to door beat a Ryanair, and I honestly think we will on this one, because it's about, because of the winds and everything, we're talking about 3 hours to Bordeaux and then 3 hours from Bordeaux to Blackpool, so you're talking 6 hours of flying time, and then obviously up to an hour on the ground at Bordeaux, possibly less. So you're talking what, 7 hours? That's door to door though, because when we land in Blackpool obviously we're pretty much home. Whereas to do this on Ryanair or somewhere like that, a commercial one, you'd have to get to the airport, they say now 3 hours before because of all these passport restrictions and things. So you'd have to be at the airport 3 hours before. It's then a 3 hour flight, so you're talking 6 hours. Plus you then have an hour faffing around getting your bags.
Yeah.
So that's 7 hours, plus it's an hour from Liverpool back to our house, 8 hours.
Yeah.
So the argument is that we would win the Top Gear race, which is why we normally do this. It's going to be a Top Gear style race, door to door. So obviously once you're in the air, we're doing about 200 miles an hour, or just over, about 220 miles an hour, whereas a Ryanair's doing nearly 500, 400, 500, so you'll never win one. So I'll show you the route on here. So this is, we started off down here, and then we're coming up this way. Now they're giving us a bit of a strange route. We did have a weird route because you've got to do it on these websites that plot the routes for you, and you ended up with like these little dog legs they call it, where it was sending us over here then back here. But we managed to get that direct, so we actually got from there to here in pretty much a straight line. But now they give us this silly route here. But Madrid have basically said that they're going to reroute us, so it's going to be pretty much straight. And as you can see there, so that's where we're actually going. So going from Portugal all the way up to Bordeaux up here, and then from Bordeaux we'll then go up to Blackpool up here. And this is that ring, that green ring is actually showing you where you can get to on current fuel and stuff. So we pretty much could get, if we routed straight up, we could pretty much get to Blackpool, but it'd be quite a laborious trip. Plane's pretty mucky. Yeah, all you can see is the muck out of the window. See if you can see more out of this way.
Not much to say.
No, there ain't much to say. There's like literally nothing when you're flying over Spain. Like literally this is it. it's so much unused land. There's a little bit of a town down there, but it's just like that the whole way. And that's what we're looking at now. And so the reason why I'm actually going back is got a board meeting tomorrow, and then we also have the wind down Friday on Friday, and it's important that we do these meetings regardless. The board meetings aren't optional for anyone, so whether any board member has to attend these meetings, so they've got to rearrange the holidays or whatever to make sure they go, 'cause it's the most important meeting. It's their most important purpose of existence in the company, really, because it's that meeting where we decide, we look back at what we've achieved and what we're going to be working on, so everyone has to do that, including myself. And because they have to be every 4 to 6 weeks, we've had to go back to be able to do that. And obviously wind down Friday again, every 4 to 6 weeks. So I was talking to them.
Initially, after Obipa, fly to Tango Lima Delta, VOR, airway Golf 7.
Charlie, Roger. After Opta, fly to Tango Lima Delta. And just say again that airway.
November 949 Alpha Charlie, Madrid.
November 949 Alpha Charlie, Madrid. Go ahead.
November Alpha Charlie, after Obipa, follow the Golf 7 to Tango Lima Delta initially, and I called you back.
Roger. After Opta, follow the Golf 7 to Tango Lima Delta. No, Charlie. So basically what he's given me there is a new route, so I'll just put this route in there, that one. So, menu, load airway, just G7, which is basically like a motorway in the sky basically, and then we're coming off at that junction. That's the best way of thinking about it. And that now will be on our route.
Red 126675, Shanks 3.
I'm just going to check it. So you can see there, so now he's routing us across here, but again that's going to be a massive dog leg back to there. But obviously that won't really happen, because after there he's going to redirect us. So much so that I could actually start deleting some of those waypoints really, because he's never going to make us go to that one. So I could remove that. He's not going to make us go to that one either. And I wouldn't have thought he'd make us go to that one, but I'll leave that one on. So the hope is we get more and more direct routes. Hoping he's going to take us this way and up. Because the aim is to try to get as straight as you possibly can, so this doesn't really help us at all, this. But I suppose if it's that way up, it's a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
And we're just, we've got about 20 minutes left now, and we're just approaching Bordeaux, aren't we?
Yeah.
We had a nice flight.
Have. Nearly read my book.
I've been reading mine. So yeah, pretty easy flight really. It took us about 3 hours, 20 minutes. We'll land at Bordeaux and then get fuel, and then we just decide when we're going, what we're going to do. We want to get something to eat really, and we have a few hours before we've got to set off to Blackpool, so all's good so far.
Okay, is ILS approach alright with you?
Hey Fab, no, I'll try.
Johnny?
Roger, turn left heading 280 degrees to intercept the localizer for runway 23, no, I'll try.
Go over.
Come on.
See what the fuel pumps. It's not that often this, is it actually?
Mm. It looks like they're going anywhere now.
Yeah, faffing around, don't they?
full fuel pump.
I was getting taken now to the main terminal building to get some food. Unfortunately, in France, and I don't know why it's always in France, but there's always issues with people not wanting to do the jobs at the right time. So, for example, we just landed at an international airport and there's no fuel. The refuel's on his dinner or whatever, so there's no fuel. You can't get fuel. So we've just left the plane blocking the fuel pump because there's nothing we can really do because there's no refueler anywhere. Fortunately, we've got enough time, haven't we? We've got time to...
Yeah.
So we're going to go and get some lunch, which was the plan anyway, and hopefully when we come back the refueler will be off his lunch and he can refuel the plane. But the thing that frustrates me with it, it's hot in here, isn't it? Yeah. The thing that frustrates me with that is that if we were on a quick turnaround, trying to get to Blackpool before 9 o'clock, because as well shown on my videos, they close at 9 o'clock, another issue, you'd be in trouble now, wouldn't you? Because you'd have landed expecting to get fuel and be back up in the air in 30 minutes, and obviously you're having to wait. But this is why you try to avoid landing in certain places, really. But this one was good last time, weren't it?
There were no issue, but we did stay over. We'd stayed over the night.
Yeah, so maybe we need to find another one en route. There's other ones where you can do it yourself, you see, with like an Airbnb card. So I think next time on the way back out we'll avoid this one and we'll go to one where we can fuel it up ourselves. Like Limoges and Ile-de-Ré and stuff, you can use a card, like a credit card that you can use to swipe and to do it yourself. That way then you've not got this dependency, have you? So I think we'll do that on the way back out. Come here, because hopefully there'll be somewhere to get food. Yet it's another French tradition you've got to fight against, is the fact that you can only get food between very certain time. But I think I'm hopeful that at an airport the shops will be open and the restaurants will be open.
It's quite a nice airport.
Yeah, it is. We've had our food. Did you like yours?
No.
You didn't, did you?
No.
Mine actually really nice. A burger and chips.
Not doing too good.
It's essential food. No, you're not here. That's because you don't like anything at the moment, except Milka biscuits. But you're better than eating some sweaty sandwiches on plane.
Not that bad.
But you can still eat them.
No.
Although Alison's had an issue in that she's drank 2 pints of Coke. And what's going to happen in another hour when we're in the air?
I haven't drank 2 pints of Coke.
This is the problem with Starbucks now. It's very, very tempting, but I may pay for it later. Don't know. Although we've still got. I think we have an hour now before we have to depart. But obviously this refuel is not going to be off his dinner for another half an hour. So hopefully he's not going to hold us up.
Go find some Milka biscuits.
There's a shop there. The refuelers arrived, so just filling the plane up now with fuel, and then Alison's waiting over in like the handling agent's building, so we'll go sort of fuel out, go back over there, nip to the bathroom and everything, and then get back in the plane and we go, and we should be on schedule as long as we leave here in the next 30 minutes. All's good, everything's happened and it's happened right, so let's see. Not good when you get back to plane and there's a fluid dripping out of it, isn't there? Luckily it isn't fuel, it is the TKS fluid. I think the plane's at a bit of an angle. If you look at it, I think the plane's a little bit of an angle, and so because it's at an angle, it's just dripping out at that side. You enjoyed your time in Bordeaux? I forgot about the plane, I'm panicking at flipping leaking. Yeah, the TKS fluid is leaking everywhere here. what that is, de-icing fluid. So basically on the front of the wings, I'll open them actually, but I've got up and playing anyway, so you see it. On the front of the wings there's like metal plates, you can see. And what happens is that basically alcohol that's in there oozes out of them and it breaks off any ice. Because when you're flying, ice is a big problem. It's not something you really think of unless you start flying. But if you imagine you're going through, hang on, let me open this door. If you imagine you're going through clouds, which you just, if it's a cloud, it's visible moisture, it's actual moisture, it's like water droplets. If you're going through them really high up, I'll tell you about it in a minute because it's too hard to do this and there's a plane going on. I'll tell you about it in a sec.
Level 190, crossing 260, region Alpha, thank you.
Yeah, so what I was saying, obviously we've taken off now. Was climbing up to 18,000 feet, so you need to be on oxygen at that height because it's an unpressurised aircraft, so it's a little bit of a faff in it. It'd be nice to have a pressurised one, but the advantage of going higher is it's cheaper because the air's thinner, it's faster because the air's thinner, and so we can get back to Blackpool quicker. So it's one of them. And you're also above the weather, and the weather's, as you'd expect, rubbish in England, so it's one of them. We made the decision to go high, but it does mean you got to have these on. I was saying on the ground, the TKS fluid, yes, basically it oozes out of the front of the wings and clears ice off of them, because what you don't realise is when you're flying through, if you're that high, it goes minus temperature, so like now it's -5 outside. Obviously between 0 and about -20, give or take a little bit on either side, that's at the point where you're at risk of, when you're going through a cloud, because it's all water droplets, because it's freezing, the minute that they hit the aircraft, they turn to ice. It is ice, it just freezes on impact, and what can happen is your wings can get covered in ice, and eventually the plane gets so much weight and it loses its aerodynamics that you'd actually start descending. So that's why it's important to clear ice. It's a killer, in it, if you don't. So now we're setting off. We set off from Bordeaux and we're heading up to Blackpool. We're back in England. I was going over the Brecon Beacons, like around Wales, and then we'll be descending, won't we, next few minutes?
103 Sierra Lima, route now direct to
got about 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go to Blackpool. So, an uneventful flight, as you want. You don't want an eventful flight, really. You want it to be nice and steady. And you can tell you're back in England because it is cloudy and miserable weather. I've got the weather radar on. You can see, well, I downloaded the weather to see where it all is, and it's all gloomy and dark, as you can see. So we'll be landing in Blackpool shortly. Can't see nothing, can we?
No. Way.
Back to flying in England. Just a pretty gloomy Blackpool. Although it's not actually that cold. Although it's I'm a bit over the top in shorts and stuff. But I'll get changed. But yeah, an alright flight really. Weather was alright. Actually, there's no issues with it. And we're here, so we can get to work tomorrow. We've got to obviously do stuff tonight as well. So I think we've got to get something to eat, get some tea now, and then get home, get some work done, ready for tomorrow. We're literally going to cane it. That's the plan now. Literally just cane this next 2 days, working, get loads of meetings done, get everything possible we need to do before we go back to Portugal. So obviously the kids are there with Alison's mum and dad. So it's took us. We set off. What time? Set off at 11:30. What time did we set off? What did we set off from Portimao?
From Portimao 11:30.
11:30, and it's now.
20 past.
It's 8 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, 20 past 8. So what's that? 9 hours.
Time.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, it's quite a long time.
9.5 hours. 9 hours. 9
Yeah.
hours it is, isn't it? If you go from 11:30 till 8:30. It's 9 hours.
Yeah, no. But that there were 2 hours on the ground at Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were,
Yeah.
weren't they?
Yeah. So it's about right. Yes, it's 9 hours, but we had 2 hours on the ground at Bordeaux. So well, it would have been 7,
Yeah.
which is comparable to what you will get on Ryanair or something like that if you think about it. And obviously it meant we could get here now because we're not doing a flight. But it's not so much a flight getting out here. There's actually a flight out from Portugal. It's actually not bad because it gets you into Liverpool about 11:30, which is actually really good. The problem is getting back out there on Friday is now impossible because the flight's at like 5 o'clock, which means you'd have to be supposed at the airport 3 hours before. So it's an hour to get there. So you'd have to leave at like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So pointless the next day, pointless, so then you might as well just stay to Saturday. So we're now going to go and look at something to eat. So we've had a lovely nutritious meal at McDonald's. Lovely nutritious meal at McDonald's because it was just something quick. And to be fair, we did only eat about 4 hours ago, didn't we? And then now we are hurtling along to get to Starbucks before it closes. It closes in 8 minutes. Can we do it?
Yeah,
We shall see. The clock is ticking. Can we get Starbucks? Because obviously we didn't get one at the airport because it wasn't worth the risk. You know, like where you needed a week for the last hour.
Yeah, but I survived.
You did survive. So can we do it? Let's see. No, it's a tractor. Why would you bring a tractor out at 5 to 9? Oh, it's turning. It's turning. Can we do it? Can we do it? It's 5-2. The lights are on. It's 5-2. Shall we see if he's committed or not? If he's not, he's finishing early. It's 5-2. Look.
Hello, welcome to Starbucks. Speaking to Chris. What can we get for you?
Can I get 2 skinny cinnamon lattes, please?
What size?
Grande.
Grande skinny cinnamon teas. Yep, no problem. Anything else?
No, that's all, thank you.
No problem. If you want to make your way round.
Thanks. Chris didn't let us down, did
Yeah,
he?
Chris! Come on, Chris, you did it for us. You didn't let us down, did it? There he is, it's Chris, he's coming up. He did it for us. How good's that? We did it.
No receipt.
Do you want the receipt? No,
No,
alright,
no.
thank you.
The coffee's coming through.
There's some more.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't know what language to say it in. Obrigado, gracias.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just been, obviously we got back here at, what time did we get back here? About 9 o'clock? Yeah, well 9 o'clock, because obviously we got Starbucks, didn't we? We got back here about 9:15, and then since then I've been sat on my computer just trying to clear stuff really. Alison's been doing loads of jobs as well actually. Just trying to clear stuff ready for tomorrow, and just because obviously today I've not done any work because I've been in the plane. Although you do get obviously on that leg between Portugal and France, we're a lot lower. We're only at about 11,000 feet, so we had internet, a lot of it, so I managed to do a few bits of emails. But obviously on the leg between Bordeaux and Blackpool, we were too high, so the internet didn't really work properly. So obviously I had a load of stuff to catch up on, and I just want to get myself sorted for tomorrow because obviously we're going into this board meeting tomorrow, so I still need to read everyone's manager updates. Because we do that now, we send all the manager updates out beforehand, just so then you can read them, so we don't have to. So it's not just an update meeting. So that's what I'm doing now. It's 11:30, so I'm probably going to continue doing this now for another couple of hours, and then I need to go to bed because obviously I'm in work first thing tomorrow. I want to get in really early tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. If you enjoy watching these videos, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Goodbye.